Moving on to news now from India, and it's been 5 days since arson, violence and vandalism gripped India after the Citizenship Amendment Bill became a law. The Supreme Court of India has refused to initiate a judicial probe into police action during the protest by students of Jamia Millia and Aligarh Muslim University. On Sunday, the top court has asked petitioners to approach the High Court instead. This comes after lawyers requested the top court to look into the alleged violence against students. The top court was also requested to send retired judges to the campuses of the two universities to investigate the events. The police in Delhi and Aligarh have been accused of using excessive violence on student protesters. Meanwhile, the Solicitor General told the Supreme Court that the proctor of Jamia Millia Islamia had granted permission to the police to enter the campus premises. Soon after the hearing, the Jamia proctor, Wasim Khan, issued a statement saying the remarks made by the Solicitor General were false. He said, and I quote, "This is baseless allegations imposed by the Solicitor General of India in the Supreme Court that the Chief Proctor permitted Delhi police inside the Jamia campus on the 15th of December. Moreover, the Chief Proctor was the first person to condemn the barbaric behavior of the Delhi police that happened after the entry of the Delhi police without any permission inside of any official, including the Chief Proctor, on this very same day in the university campus." Now, the Delhi police has arrested 10 people for the violent clashes that broke out on Sunday. People who have been arrested have a criminal background, and investigation has been initiated in the case. Remember, buses were gutted in fire as the protests in New Delhi gained momentum. As protests subsided in Jamia, clashes have now erupted elsewhere, particularly today in East Delhi against the bill. Protests took a violent turn as protesters allegedly tried to set fire to a police picket point and threw stones at buses. The police lathi-charged crowds and resorted to firing tear gas. A school bus was damaged amidst violence. At least 2 policemen have been injured. Selampur, which is a thickly populated colony in the northeast of Delhi, remains tense. According to the Delhi Metro Rail Corporation, entry and exit gates of 7 metro stations have been shut. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi held a rally in the Indian state of Jharkhand again, and he said that no citizen of India could be affected or will be affected by the bill. He said it is only for minorities being persecuted in other countries.
नागरिकता संशोधन कानून न किसी भारतीय का अधिकार छीनता है, न ही उसे किसी तरह का नुकसान पहुंचाता है.
And people in parts of India are protesting against the newly passed bill. The law allows persecuted minorities, as we said, from neighbouring Pakistan, Afghanistan and Bangladesh to get Indian citizenship. The law has become controversial as it allows migrants to get citizenship on the basis of religion. It allows Hindus, Sikhs, Christians, Parsis, Jains and Buddhists to migrate, but bars Muslims. Siddhant Sibbal is now joining us live for the latest on the Constitutional Amendment Bill and the crisis surrounding it. And Siddhant, fresh round of protests today, this afternoon, even as Sonia Gandhi headed to meet the President. So all in all, it's been a difficult 5 days since the bill was passed.
Well, yes, the situation remains precarious in the country in the aftermath of the passage of that law, the Citizenship Amendment law. And of course, we have seen protests here in Delhi today. MHA sources, the Indian Interior Ministry sources, have told WION that situation is now under control. Roughly 4,000 to 5,000 people were there protesting. We have seen the visuals, and of course, we have seen a lot of developments throughout the day, whether it's from the top court here in Delhi or whether it's by the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. It's for the second day that the Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi has assured that that there will be no unintended consequences of the passage of the bill, particularly when it comes to the Muslims, because we have seen a lot of protests happening across the country. We saw first the protest happening in northeast of India, particularly in the eastern state of Assam, and then the protest spreading across universities and across several states of India. Starting with, of course, we saw what happened in the Jamia University here in Delhi, and then, of course, it was joined by other universities like the Aligarh Muslim University. But talking about the external dimensions, we have seen that the Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan tried to rake up. In fact, the Pakistani National Assembly passed a resolution in which the bill was mentioned, the Citizenship Amendment Bill, and of course there are fears that Pakistan might try to use it for its own advantages. But India has been very proactive when it comes to that. Also, India, in a short while ago, the Indian External Affairs Ministry lashed out at both the Pakistani Prime Minister and the National Assembly. In fact, it asked the National Assembly of Pakistan that it's the same assembly that has been passing a discriminatory bill against the minorities in Pakistan. So it's better it self-introspects rather than pointing fingers at India.
Right, Siddhant, thanks very much indeed for getting us all the latest developments on what's happening in the aftermath of the passage of the Constitutional Amendment Bill.